Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus has been on the Ronald McDonald House Charities, Eastern Wisconsin. The Ronald McDonald House has been a home away from home, providing more than 36,000 family stays. These families come from 569 Wisconsin communities, all 50 states and many countries around the world, whose children are receiving medical care at Children's Hospital of Wisconsin and other area hospitals. It is a pleasure to welcome back to the show Ann Petrie. She's the president and CEO of Ronald McDonald House Charities, Eastern Wisconsin, and we're also pleased to be joined by Hope and her 7-year-old daughter, Katelyn. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Katelyn. How are ya? Good. Okay, Katelyn's shy for this first 2 seconds, I'm sure, but she's gonna come alive any moment now. Hope you and Katelyn have been at the Ronald McDonald House for over a month now. If you would, tell us more about your family's journey.
Sure. Katelyn was born with a disease called autosomal recessive polycystic kidney disease. She was actually quite critical at birth and had a kidney transplant at 13 months.
Wow.
Had a lot of complications kind of before the transplant as well as afterwards. Her disease also affects her liver, and once the kidney transplant took place and she was on the immunosuppression medication, it kind of sped up the liver involvement. About 2 years ago, we transferred her GI care to Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. It's about a 3.5-hour car trip for us.
Wow.
But there are specialists there that really know her disease front and back, and we felt that for Katelyn and for our family that was the best choice. And just this past July 1st, she had her liver transplant after being on the UNOS list for just over 2 years.
Wow, beautiful little girl here, and she has so much personality. I said you were gonna come alive, and I know you are because your favorite thing to do is tell jokes. So you do have a joke for us, right, Katelyn? Okay, go for it.
Okay, tell Andrea the joke. Come on.
It's okay, go ahead and tell me. I think
The
it's something about a cookie, right? Okay, go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay. Why did the cookie go to the doctor? Because it was feeling crummy.
She said, why did the cookie go to the doctor? Because he was feeling crummy. That is a good joke, Katelyn. And I heard that you have many, many more where those came from, right?
Yes.
So, and this is a great time for you to tell us how families actually qualify to stay at the Ronald McDonald House, because you are proud to say that no family is turned away for their inability to pay, right?
Correct. That's what makes our mission so great. We serve any family. The only requirement is the family has to have a child that has a serious medical condition, illness, or injury. And the first time a family comes to the Ronald McDonald House, that family is referred to us by the social worker team at Children's Hospital or the area hospital from which the child is receiving treatment. And after a successful stay, then the family can return if additional medical treatment is needed by self-referring.
Okay, and we talked about the outstanding programs you offer to children and families. You have a team of over 600 volunteers, and you have an extremely dedicated staff, which feels like one big happy family at the house. So I wanted to talk to Hope about your stay at the Ronald McDonald House. You said that your home is about 3.5 hours from Milwaukee. So talk about how the stay there has really helped make a difference through Katelyn's recovery.
Sure, absolutely. You guys kind of touched on it on the earlier segment. The music therapist, the art therapist, even the drama therapist. Katelyn was seeing all of them while she was inpatient for the 2 weeks while she had the liver transplant. As we transitioned to the house to do our however long stay, 2-month stay probably, she's able to work with the same therapist she already established a relationship with at the hospital. And that was so nice for her to be able to come into this big house and see a friendly, familiar face, someone that she's already, made a connection with.
Yeah.
So we take advantage of all the therapies that are at the house. We did a cooking class yesterday. We learned how to make pesto and some zucchini noodles. That was fun. There's, the arcade that Katelyn is very fond of. What's your favorite thing to do in the arcade, Katelyn?
Play ping pong.
Play ping pong. She's getting to be quite the master.
Beat my dad at it.
We love the Secret Garden. Anne is a volunteer who comes in and puts on these amazing programs out there. We've learned so much about butterflies and rainbows, and we even help her in the garden a little bit by watering the pots when she's not there. So
I love that.
Yeah.
And so, Katelyn, I hear that you love dogs, and so do I. So what's the name of the dog that's at the Ronald McDonald House?
McNugget.
McNugget. His name is McNugget. And what are some of the things you're able to do with McNugget while you're there?
Play with him.
Yeah. Does he make you happy? Yes. And is he a big dog or a little dog?
Little dog.
Sounds like it. McNugget sounds little. So you have dog therapy for the kids because, they go through so much. You just heard, Hope talk about all the different things that she's been through since she was 13 months old. And so most adults don't even have to go through as much as some of these children have gone through on a medical level. So the dog therapy helps the kids forget about the hospital and the doctors and the needles and all the things that may come along with their ailment, right?
Yes, absolutely. At the house, we only allow service dogs in the house. So many people, many kids, you have to say goodbye to your dog while you're staying at the Ronald McDonald House. Gwen Clark has been a longtime volunteer, and she heads up our dog therapy program. So there are multiple handlers and dogs that come in during the evening hours. So after dinner is served, you get to go into the great room and spend a few quiet minutes or maybe loud minutes with enjoying the dog. McNugget is our special dog because McNugget is taken care of by one of our direct volunteers, Beth. And he has been with us for a couple years, and he comes in during the day. So he was named after, McDonald's McNugget. But it's great because we'll have families that will return for multiple visits, and when they come in, almost the first thing they say is McNugget here? Is a dog here? And it's so important to feel that love and to share that with a dog is just one of our very special programs.
Yeah, and it's just really a testament of how all your programs and services are specifically set up with a direct purpose, and then it has been shown and proved that it really works. So with your art therapy, some of that artwork actually is hung in Children's Hospital, right?
We do, as well as at the Ronald McDonald House.
Okay.
So if you want to take your art home, you absolutely can. But I know many of the children and adults will share that art with us and let us use it for either just to hang in special places or to share with our donors that help support and allow us to keep the house open.
Yeah, and you've talked about this special relationship you have with Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, especially now that that bridge connects the two of you, and the work they do at Children's Hospital, and I'm sure Hope really can attest to this. They do outstanding work, and the U.S. News and World Report ranked Children's Hospital of Wisconsin among the nation's best in 9 specialties in the new 2015-16 Best Children's Hospitals ranking, and I'm sure that's something they're very proud of, and that's just one of the many awards that they have been given at Children's Hospital. Hope, with you being, a mom and having your family there at the Ronald McDonald House, there are meals that are actually provided, and you really don't have to worry about all those day-to-day things that you would if you were at your home, right?
Absolutely. There's actually a meal this evening that is prime rib. There was a chef there by about 11 a.m. starting to get everything ready. So it's absolutely outstanding. These groups come in and they feed, a whole area of families at once, all within an hour, and oftentimes have drinks available and desserts and help you clean up your table. And it's absolutely amazing to kind of take that worry off of our plate and to step up. And we're so grateful that that's available at the house.
Yeah, and you're able to focus on your child and what you're there for, and not worry about, like I said, all the day-to-day things and running errands. And you have a wish list at the Ronald McDonald House that you have for people who want to help make a difference. You have everything that someone would think of to make their stay there convenient, comfortable, and easy.
Absolutely. We have laundry services. We have the food program that we talked about, which, by the way, the family that is making and serving the food tonight was a family that stayed at the Ronald McDonald House, so now they're giving back. Our over 600 volunteers does not include our family meal program volunteers. So come to our website and pick a day that you and your family or you and your friends want to help serve our families. It means so much to have that home-cooked meal at the end of a long day.
Absolutely, and to know that you're having ribs when you get back. That's something to look forward to for sure. And so I wanted to find out from Katelyn before we wrap up today's show, what is your favorite thing at the Ronald McDonald House?
What do you think?
You have a lot of favorites. I think the secret garden is one of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you do in the secret garden? You plant things?
Play.
You play?
There's a little playhouse out there, right? That's just your size.
It's perfect, and I think that we couldn't have had a better spokesperson than Katelyn, who is there, and she looks great. And continued success with her recovery.
Thank you.
Thank you both for being here, and Ann, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Ann Petrie is President and CEO of Ronald McDonald House Charities, Eastern Wisconsin, and a special thank you to Hope and her daughter Katelyn for sharing their story with us this morning. For more information on the outstanding programs and services offered at the Ronald McDonald House, you can log on to rmhcmilwaukee.org. That's going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, I thank you for watching, and I hope you join us again next week as we take yet another look at Our Issues Milwaukee. Have a great day.